there's 4 raids going on, and they're stopping people who are just brown.
I'm sorry?
There's raids going on, and there's people that are getting stopped just for being brown, for looking brown. So if you're a person about the Constitution and you're like American, then how are you okay with that? How are you okay with any U.S. citizen being stopped for the purpose of them being a brown person?
Well,
how do you justify that as a person, as a brown person yourself?
Yeah, I don't.
If it happens to you, how are you gonna handle that? Are you gonna be okay with that? You're just gonna say it's part of the process?
Well, I'm not an illegal alien.
Let's go to YouTube. It's your boy Too Tough One, man. You rockin' me and rockin' y'all. Today we got a nice reaction video with my boy Myron off of Fresh and Fit. He's going in on Trump's deportation policies and how he feels about ICE. Hit that like button, subscribe button. We're finna dive straight to the video.
I know it's not what you're talking about, but I want to know what your point of view as a person that works, agent for, I think, Homeland Security, right?
Yeah.
What is your point of view right now with going on with Trump right now with immigration and ICE? What is your point of view?
I think it's good. I think we haven't enforced immigration like this in a very long time, and I think you know, not only do we need to stop the border crossings, but then we also need to remove the people that are here illegally that have kind of been here for a while from the Biden administration, other administrations.
What do you think about the racially profiling people that are brown, people that are getting stopped just because they're brown? Do you think that affects the amendments that we have, like the 4th Amendment, 5th Amendment?
Well, here's the thing, right? And this is why, like, I kid around and I say, like, I'm like a proud bigot or racist. Like, the reality is everyone has some level of bias, racism, profiling, like, because human beings don't have the ability to get to know everybody that they talk to. So you have to kind of have preconceived notions about how someone looks and what their behavior is going to be to kind of predict, right? It's a safety mechanism, right? And then obviously if you meet them and they're not the stereotype, that's different, right? Like, for example, the gentleman before, he confirmed all the stereotypes about black men. He's been violent and all this other shit. So, you know, is every black guy like that? No. But a lot of the times when you kind of assume what things are going to be, you'll be right a lot of the times. We'll be wrong sometimes, yes. But, you know, if you don't do that, then you might set yourself up to be assaulted. Now, to come back to the immigration thing.
If you didn't check out his last video, I reacted to it. You can go check on my page. This is a black guy. He was absolutely being crazy, disrespectful, and quite frankly arrogant. So if you want to check out that last video, I didn't post that today. But so far, I mean, everything Myron said, you know, it's kind of spot on.
I don't think it's necessarily profiling as much as a lot of these people were ordered removed by an immigration judge. So it's not that they're being profiled, it's that they've been ordered removed by a judge. They're not here legally.
But there's 4 raids going on, and they're stopping people who are just brown.
I'm sorry?
There's raids going on, and there's people that are getting stopped just for being brown, for looking brown. So if you're a person about the Constitution and you're like American, then how are you okay with that? How are you okay with any U.S. citizen being stopped for the purpose of them being a brown person?
Well,
how do you justify that as a person, as a brown person yourself?
Yeah, I don't
think, if it happens to you, how are you going to handle that? Are you going to be okay with that? You're just going to say it's part of the process?
Well, I'm not an illegal alien.
Yeah, and so neither am I. But people that look like me get stopped every day for bullshit like that, which is going against the Constitution. How are you as an American?
I don't understand why people put so much faith in the Constitution, because, you know, this world was built on war and, you know, killings and murders and conquerors. You know, people used to village and take over other people's lands and enslave their people and kill all the men and rape the women. Not saying that I am even condoning that, but that's what was going on. I mean, you can go back a couple hundred years ago. I mean, us as African American men, we were slaves. You know what I'm saying? We were slaves. And then the people that was our owners, they were talking about the Bible, saying that they were Christian men. I mean, just because someone is constitutional or even at the most part religious doesn't mean they're incapable of any type of violent atrocities or horrors or, you know, violent actions. You know what I'm saying? Comment down below what y'all think on that.
American okay with that?
Well, here's the thing. You got to remember that what you might define as profiling might not actually be profiling, right? So, like, let's say immigration officers know that there's a lot of illegal aliens that hang out at a Home Depot. They go there and they see 20 individuals, right? And they know that this is a place that a lot of people tend to be illegal looking for work. Well, if they go ahead and do what's called an immigration inspection and ask them, hey, of what country are you a citizen? They can do that. They have the right to do that as immigration officers. Yeah. So I wouldn't consider that really profiling. And then in a lot of these cases where they're, you know, going out and actually arresting people, they have an immigration warrant, which means they've been deported by an immigration judge. So
yeah, that's a very few. But there's people who are just commuting, going on through their lives and being stopped, and they shouldn't have to even. there should be no reason a brown person should have to stop and identify themselves when they haven't committed a crime. We have the freedom to travel, and we're being stopped.
That's where you're wrong. They did commit a crime by coming here illegally.
You're saying not everyone that's brown committed a crime, and not everyone that's Mexican or brown here that committed a crime, and not everyone here is illegally. So there's people that are getting stopped that are full U.S. citizens that are getting
Correct.
asked for identification when they shouldn't have to. They have the freedom to just travel.
Well, immigration officers have the ability to do immigration inspections. They can absolutely stop you and ask your citizenship.
Yeah, but
It's almost like getting pulled over by the police. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody likes getting pulled over by the police. But, the officer doesn't have the right to search your car unless it's probable cause. But if he suspect that, hey, something going on, he gonna check that car regardless of whatever the Constitution say, regardless of if you don't know your rights. He gonna check that car. He gonna check it. I done had that happen a few times to me. Was he wrong? For sure. But I ain't finna just crash out, you know what I'm saying? He ain't finna put 9 bullets to my chest, you know what I'm saying? So you can check it, ain't nothing in the car. You feel me? You ain't nothing in that bit. But you just got to know how to handle the situation. Now, am I saying that they are pulling over, people who have been U.S. citizens and they came over here legally? Yes, that's happened as well. And I'm not saying that is right. That ain't right. But at the same time, life ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? Life is definitely not fair. So both members of these parties, they both, make valid points. But it's just a hard thing to handle. I cannot lie to you.
But they're only stopping brown people. They're not stopping white people.
Well, if they're close to the border and that's what it tends to be, that's what it's going to be. Like, it's,
So you're just okay with that. So you're picking and choosing. So if you can't, how do you pick and choose what you want to follow from the Constitution?
It's not about picking and choosing. It's about they have a duty to remove illegal aliens. Yeah. A lot of the illegal aliens tend to be from Mexico and South America. They have a certain type of look, so it makes sense that they would go ahead and ask them questions or conduct an immigration inspection. I don't think that's inherently biased or racist because a lot of these officers that are doing this are Mexican themselves or Hispanic. Most Border Patrol agents are actually Mexicans. People don't know this. They're not white people.
Ooh.
They're literally Hispanics themselves. So I think
that's crazy.
Saying, oh no, they're profiling against brown people. I mean,
they are. I mean, you can't deny it. It's happening.
See, my premise is that profiling isn't bad. See, you're framing it as if it's bad. I frame it as that's just natural police work, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's your opinion. I'm here to see your opinion.
Yeah.
But
so I don't think that's wrong. I think, as a law enforcement officer, you have a duty and, an obligation to actively, try to detect and or stop crime. And a lot of times that might come off as profiling, but I think that's good.
You think profiling is good?
Yep.
So you think people getting harassed is good?
If you're not a criminal, you got nothing to worry about. If you're
but
not
people
a criminal,
get detained, and U.S. citizens get detained. People with residents get detained. People who are legally here are getting detained and put in detention centers and being held and having to explain themselves.
See, that's materially false. You're never going to get put in a detention center if you're lawfully here. That's never going to happen.
No, it happens every day. It's happening right now. And, I mean, you just laughing at it. It's false.
You do realize I used to do this for work, right?
Yeah, I know. And
yeah.
So
if someone
you're not doing it for now, though. You did it before. Like, we're talking about present now. What you did before has nothing to do with what's going on currently.
It does, though, because that was his line of work. He was in that field for a long time, putting them hours. So what is he talking about? Like, be for real right now.
No, actually it does, because I worked under Trump as well. I worked under the Trump administration the first time he was on.
Yeah, and that administration changed from this. The laws have changed completely. What he's doing, what he did as the last administration, is completely different with the administration going on now.
It's very similar.
His numbers are completely different. The policies that are in place are completely different. It's not the same policies.
It's very similar.
But it's
now,
not.
Are they cracking down on immigration now more than before?
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
Yes.
But the point I'm trying to make is that if you encounter somebody and they have documentation, whether it's an LPR card or they're a U.S. citizen, you're not going to take them back to an ERO facility. You're not going to do that.
They have to prove it. So they get picked up. The fact that they're even getting stopped at point. I don't think you're missing the point. These people are supposed to be freely traveling. Like, they shouldn't have to prove anything just for the way they look. No,
they absolutely have to prove it. They absolutely do.
So,
they absolutely do. And then another thing too is that they have a lot of them have fraudulent documents, whatever. So they have to confirm. They have to figure out if they're lawfully here or not. Like, bro, look, let me just be. And here's the problem, right? And this is exactly why we need to crack down on immigration. the fact that you're coming here and trying to make an argument about people breaking our laws and coming in and saying we need to.
You're completely ignoring what I'm saying. You're putting words in my mouth.
No, because you're saying.
I'm saying about people getting
profiled.
stopped. Brown people. My argument here is about brown people getting stopped that look brown, that are here legally, that are citizens. I'm not here promoting that
if they are citizens, they're released. It doesn't matter.
The fact that they're detained. My issue is the fact that they get stopped at all.
Look,
and then the white person is not going to get.
I mean, stuff like that's been going on for years. I'm black. I'm an African American man, bro. I get profiled all the time. All the time. Profile, judge, faces, you name it. I'm not crying. You know, like I said, you go back 100-some years ago, we used to be slaves, okay? We used to be slaves. We couldn't even drink out the same water fountain as someone who was the color of white. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard to grasp the situation. I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, it's just it's draining. I cannot lie to y'all. Y'all comment down below how y'all really feel about the situation and how would you make these policies better and what would you do in order to handle immigration or people coming over illegally and they're not paying no taxes as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you solve this problem without it being ugly?
Stop for doing the same exact thing when they're both American. One's getting identified for being brown, one's getting identified for being white, and you're okay with that?
Yes, I'm okay with them doing
that's
their jobs.
cool. I mean, that's ignorant, but
I'm okay with them doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Again, we've gotten so pussified in America where we are more concerned with people's feelings and them being, minorly handicapped, or impeded, right? We're like, oh my God, we don't want to do our jobs because we don't want to come off as profiling. Right. That's a bunch of foolishness and stupidity. If you want to go ahead, we've spent decades not enforcing immigration properly, letting people come into the country legally, not going hard on immigration. So now we got to crack down, and that means we need to do a 180 of what we did before. We let people come into the country. We let them exist in sanctuary cities with impunity. Now we have to go ahead and take some corrective steps. One of those corrective steps is going to be, hey, there might be some profiling, but that's a part of the game. That's how you detect crime, and that's how it goes.
So
the people that are here legally, are fine. The people that are here illegally are going to get removed, and that's what we have to do, because we've done this for decades where we just let them come in and operate however they want, thinking that they're safe in these sanctuary cities. And look, if someone's like, oh my God, I'm offended because I got impeded for 5 minutes because they're trying to determine whether I'm here legally or not, well, it is what it is, man. This is
like
our
I said,
problem.
until it
we've had
happens
open
to you,
borders for too long.
Until it happens to you or someone I mean, you can go on your way, but like I said, until it happens to you, then you'll feel it. But it doesn't infect you until it's personally to you.
Look,
and that's cool. I mean, that's fine. You
See,
can ignorance is to yourself,
No,
but
it's not ignorance, because I've actually been profiled by the police before.
Yeah, you're cool with that.
And I don't get angry. You know why?
Yeah.
Because when they
You have
stop
no
me
self-respect
and
for
I get
yourself.
pulled over, pulled over and I talk to them and I'm respectful and I follow the lawful commands and I speak, they're like, oh, okay, and they let me go because I comply. I'm polite. I treat them like an authority figure, and they leave me alone. And
Same here. It's about how you handle yourself. But if you are over here illegally, it's going to be a little tougher, you know what I'm saying, depending on who you're dealing with, what the situation is. And to be honest, quite frankly, we're one of the only countries where we have this problem. Like, go try to, if you're watching this video, try to go over there to Russia right now. Just walk in there. Just walk in there. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, boy. You're going to be stopped. Try to go into China, Japan. Just walk over there. Just walk in there, man. Boy, they not going for that. They is not going, bro. They is not going. It's going to be a whole different type of situation. And you not going to have no type of say, boy. It's going to get ugly real fast.
That's the thing. If you're polite with the cops or whatever, they'll get you out of there quickly if you're not breaking the law. But the people that are breaking the law, they're obviously going to get pissed or whatever. People get angry. But I think that's what's required to take our country back and remove these illegal aliens. We got a problem.
So you don't believe any of the ICE agents do excessive force? You don't believe in that excessive force exists in immigration and ICE agents? That you don't believe that they have hatred in their hearts? Some of them. You believe that all of them are just sweet, just following the law and just doing this because they love their job?
Here's the thing. A lot of ICE agents that are doing these deportations that you're talking about are Hispanic themselves. Most of them are, actually.
like I said, you're completely ignoring and by sweeping what I just said.
Well, you're making the argument that they're racist and they're biased. I'm telling you
I'm asking you if you believe, like you're just completely ignoring what I'm saying. I asked you, do you believe that all these people are genuinely following the law to code and have no hatred in their heart?
What?
Yeah, what type of question is that?
Do this with the empathy.
Huh?
Bro, you're trying to make an emotion for a very pragmatic thing that's going on and like what it is. Like, like that's irrelevant if they have hate in their heart or not. Like, are they doing their job? And when they go ahead and effectuate an arrest, if they're going ahead and like, you're saying excessive force, a lot of times it's because they're resisting.
Yeah.
If you don't resist, they're not going to throw you to the floor.
So you believe all of them it's just anomalies.
It's like saying, do you believe every police officer is just a good guy and a good person and it doesn't display any psychotic or sociopathic traits or personality disorders? What? It's going to be good people and there's going to be bad people in the world. That's life. It's going to be manipulative people. There's going to be controlling people. There's going to be loving, caring individuals in every type of occupation. I don't even care if it's a freaking manager at McDonald's that can be a psychotic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get out of his feelings, man. Got to.
Okay, so we're just gonna not enforce our laws because of feelings. That's what the argument you're trying to make.
I'm just asking you what your opinion is. I just want to see your insight on how you believe these people's mindsets is.
You're framing the question in a certain way.
Bro,
I'll be honest. I'll be honest, bro. This is the problem with progressivism. Like, you guys are more concerned with like feelings and hate in the heart and all this other crap than enforcing laws. Like, that's the issue with progressivism. You know what I mean? It's like, let's go ahead and focus on how people feel and do they have hate in their heart, all this other stuff, versus just getting what needs to be done. Like, this is the problem with progressivism. It impedes you from doing what you need to do because of feelings.
Right.
And this is why Trump won. This is why this political correctness and this, let's, be all nice and kumbaya, it's not real. And that's how we've ended up in the problem that we have now, where we have all these illegal aliens in the United States.
Yeah. So you don't think any of the people that voted for Trump weren't expecting this? Because there's people that are switching their opinion when they originally voted.
Trump said when Trump ran for office, even before he won, even before he was in office, he always stated that he wanted to control the border. He wanted to build the wall. He wanted to crack down on immigration. He's not playing about people coming into America illegally. What they thought he was playing, they thought he was capping. I mean, that was in fine bold letters. Fine bold letters, okay? So let's be honest. Like, that's crazy. That's like electing somebody who said, "Hey, if you elect me, I'm going to start killing everybody in the masses." If you vote for somebody who said that, that's stupid. I ain't gonna lie. That's on you. Like, come on, brother. Come on, man. We got to do better. We have to do better.
And they're coming out saying that this is not what they thought. They what they got out is not what they
thought.
When it comes to immigration, he campaigned on mass deportations.
Yeah.
He campaigned on that. So that's not really
Thank you.
A solid argument. He literally campaigned on it.
It's not the same as last time when he was president. The whole system has changed. His policies have changed. He's coming in a lot harder. They're not the same exact as last time.
Look, Trump has always been pro-immigration enforcement. Yeah. Obviously, they're utilizing more agencies now. So they've,
You got the military involved. You got the military getting indoors.
Well, the military is more on the border, but that's fine. Yeah. Like, the point I'm trying to make here, bro, is that, like, the law's got to get enforced. Like, with all due respect, nobody cares about feelings.
Like I said, at the end of the day, like, I just want to see inside. I respect your other point of views and everything else you have, but I just want to see what your perspective is on it.
Yeah, I think that we got a job to do, and people's feelings are irrelevant. That's how I look at it. Okay. And if people are mad about profiling, it is what it is. That's an inherent part of police work.